Following the allegations made on Twitter that the SUI Foundation sold $400 million worth of tokens, which the team did respond to and address, the SUI token is now seeing a nice bounce here, up 6% and at the $2.15 level. So in today's episode of the Everything Crypto Show, I want to discuss what the SUI Foundation's response was to these allegations of insider selling, as well as take a look at what I am looking for next in terms of the price action when it comes to the SUI token. Now, before we hop into the content, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor, nor do I offer any sort of financial advice on YouTube. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. And if you do find the videos informative and entertaining, please consider hitting that sub and like button. And I do really appreciate all of the support on the channel. You guys are amazing. So we are going to hop right into today's altcoin of discussion, and that is going to be the SUI token, as we did cover in our video on Monday that they were accused of selling $400 million worth of tokens throughout the altcoin's run-up. And the SUI Foundation was quick to respond. I think that part of this quick response can be attributed to the positive price action we have been seeing here, as this token has now bounced off of the $1.99 to $2 zone and is currently at $2.15 as of the time of this recording. Now, before we get into that specifically, I do want to talk about Bitcoin and the altcoin market, as we generally do, because I think that the SUI token can also be benefiting from the bullish price action that we're seeing right now from BTC and the altcoin market. So if you guys have been watching our videos, recently we've been talking about this downtrending channel here on Bitcoin that did start with its high back in March. Its new all-time high at about 73.8K. And since then, Bitcoin was just making this set here of lower highs. You can see that here, like it just kept getting rejected and making a set of lower highs. Now, what we are seeing Bitcoin do for the first time since this top back in March is actually break above this downtrending channel. It looks like it does want to actually run up and retest its 2021 all-time high, which comes in at 69,000, and it effectively looks like it is beginning to make a set of higher highs, as Bitcoin is incredibly close to a new all-time high. In fact, if we actually measure it from its all-time high at the moment, it's only down about 7.5% from cycle highs. So Bitcoin with a very bullish breakout here of the downtrending channel after moving sideways and really just kind of slightly downwards since March. And if we do see Bitcoin break above 69K and make a run for fresh highs, this could lead to a much bigger move, in my opinion. Now, I want to take a look at the altcoin market as well, which does look better than Bitcoin, I think, from a technical perspective, just because the altcoin market actually broke out of this downtrending channel here in mid-September. Now, what it is battling with to get back above is this level of resistance at 629 billion, currently sitting at 621 bill. And this altcoin index is effectively the total crypto market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum, which I think, are considered to be the two blue chips. So this gives a really good gauge of where the altcoin market is. And I do think that we are entering the phase of the cycle where the altcoin market will outperform Bitcoin, and that any bounce in Bitcoin will lead to a stronger bounce in the strongest altcoins. And, speaking of the strongest altcoins, I do want to go ahead and hop into SUI here, which has been showing a ton of strength over the past month, but really over the past year. I mean, if we actually measure this altcoin over the past year, it's been a really good performer, up about 421%. And we did actually see some FUD here spread on Twitter the other day, which I did cover, but I'm just going to quickly recap exactly what happened and then discuss the follow-up since our last video, as more information has been shared from the SUI team. So we saw this tweet from Light Crypto saying, "One thing that I found more and more baffling in the last few weeks is the vertical ascent of SUI, with it quintupling off the lows." He compares it to Solana here, which I'm going to do as well later in this video. But basically, he says, secondly, and something I think few know, insiders, including what is likely a large foundation wallet, have sold 400 million in tokens throughout this run-up and had already begun selling material amounts at much lower prices and are even accelerating their selling at these more elevated levels. It does not bring comfort that the people building this ecosystem, the people who arguably know this token's value best, are unloading hundreds of millions of dollars of token into less informed buyers chasing momentum. As some of us have learned, whether now or later, as with most of these games where retail buys from insiders, there is only one ending. So the SUI Foundation responded directly to this person here on Twitter, which I think was a really good move to just kind of go ahead and just respond to it a day later and not let it, kind of spread even further throughout the community without them actually addressing it head on. So they said, following an allegation of SUI insiders selling 400 million in tokens throughout this run-up, SUI Foundation would like to respond directly to this individual. So no insiders, neither employees of the foundation or Mistin Labs, including Mistin Labs founders nor Mistin Labs investors, have sold 400 mil worth of tokens during this period, either individually or combined. Insiders have not been involved in any preemptive selling or violation of lockups and the circulating supply schedule. While the poster did not provide the wallet address, we believe the likely owner of the wallet is an infrastructure partner who owns tokens under a lockup schedule. All token lockups are enforced by qualified custodians and continuously monitored by SUI Foundation, and this partner is in compliance. So we saw somebody else tweet here. Unfortunately, this is why people hate and don't trust crypto, and I say that as one of the first to bull post SUI when it was 1/4 of the price. Very disappointed by this excuse. An infrastructure partner that wasn't an insider, which was able to dump 400 mil worth of tokens. So we then saw Evan.Sui respond here, and Evan.Sui actually does, he's the co-founder and CEO of Mistin Labs. So he says, again, no one has sold 400 mil of tokens, and not this infrastructure partner, and certainly not SUI Foundation or Mistin Labs. The wallet was confirmed as belonging to the infrastructure partner in the statement to make it clear it was not owned by the SUI Foundation. Then Beanie Maxi responds, it wasn't clear in the post that I quoted whether the 400 mil number was denied or not. Based on my reading comprehension, it appears accepted as fact. Perhaps you can break it all down publicly in a transparent way, all the allocation wallets and who owns these, so we can follow along. And we have Evan respond once again, how is it not denied? Again, no one individually or collectively sold 400 mil in this run-up. The only claim in the original post was tokens had moved to different wallets. The point he's making here is that moving from wallet to wallet does not directly imply selling. And given the fact that the SUI token has run up so much that there has been a ton of volume on the chain and just a ton of building going on over there, therefore a lot more attention is on the SUI token as well. Yeah, I do think it's really important for the team to address these things quickly and head on, which they did do here on Twitter. Now, guys, here's the deal when it comes to these new tokens, okay? These ICO tokens, SUI is still a relatively new token, only having launched in 2023, not even launching, and actually, it launched the year after the bear market. It has not even been through one complete bull market. Okay, this is the deal with these quote-unquote VC tokens that raise capital by allocating SUI tokens, is that yes, they do have token unlocks, and that when they actually do these token unlocks at certain points, early investors, early contributors are able to sell, and some of these tokens go towards other things like stake subsidies, community reserves, locked contracts, the Mistin Labs treasury. You can see it all right here, the community access program. It is all broken down here transparently on CoinMarketCap. And, the general thesis is that, yes, there is going to be dilution. There will be token unlocks. The thesis is that the adoption of the chain and the demand for the token will outweigh these unlocks, okay? And that was the deal with the SUI token. We saw an unlock, I believe it was in early October, right? And if you take a look at the price action over the past month, this coin is up over 100% on the month, even with that unlock that occurred. And in the previous bull market, rather, very similar arguments were made about Solana, the fact that it was a VC token, that tons of tokens were hitting the market every day, and that it would suppress the price action. And yeah, Solana was still one of the biggest winners of the last bull cycle. And to me, this just seems very reminiscent of that, okay? So this is the last time, you know, I'm planning on addressing this on the channel in case something else does come up. What I do want to focus on is the growth of this chain, which continues to move in a great trajectory. So we can actually see here, this is the first thing I want to show, and I did go ahead and tweet this. So if we actually take a look here over the past 7 days, these are outflows from the Ethereum ecosystem into SUI and Solana. SUI has actually beat Solana over the past week in terms of getting more of that share of the Ethereum outflows. So of the 169.56 million that's flowed out of Ethereum, 81.69 mil has gone to Solana, or 48.1%, compared to 87.88 mil, or 51.8% of Ethereum outflows have gone to SUI. Additionally, if we take a look here at the net flows by chain and take a look at the past 7 days as well, let me just go ahead and zoom in here. We're going to see that Base actually came in first with net flows of 75.1 mil, Solana in second with 42.2 mil, and SUI right behind it with 41.9 mil. So really close here to Solana as well in terms of the top 15 net flows as well. And yeah, we do just see the SUI adoption here of the blockchain continue to grow, and the token price definitely has reflected that as well. We can take a look here at DeFi Llama as well, and SUI is looking at a total value locked of 1.351 billion at the moment here. And if we take a look just at non-EVM chains, this is where things get really more interesting, because Solana and SUI both are non-EVM chains. And just waiting for it to load over here. Any day. There we go. Okay, so from the non-EVM chains, Solana has 56.75% of that TVL, and SUI has 6.08% of that TVL. So SUI here in second place, and Solana does have SUI beat out in terms of the total value locked by, you know, just about 10x. But Solana does also have, you know, 10x the market cap of SUI. So in that respect, it does line up in my opinion. But if we take a look at terms of, you know, the net flows, the outflows from Ether to these other chains, SUI does look very impressive. And that is why I do remain bullish on this Layer 1 for this bull run. Now, to wrap things up, I do want to take a look at the chart as well. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom out to a 1-year chart here. And really the one thing I'm seeing is that we are back below the all-time high that was made back in March, or rather the prior all-time high at $2.18. SUI did actually make a new high here just a couple of days ago at the $2.30 level, and it is now back below this high. Now, what I find interesting is that this coin has found support at the $2 level. The market generally does tend to like these round numbers, you know, $1, $2, $5, 10, Bitcoin to 50K, 100K, and it does appear to have found some support at the $2 zone, which actually was resistance back here in February of 2024 before it ran up to that 218 level. So if SUI is able to hold this $2 and make its way back above $2.18, I would be looking for a run up to the $2.37 all-time high. And if it does break down here, I would be looking for a test of the $1.75 zone. So on that note, I hope you did enjoy the content in today's video. I hope you are all staying happy, safe, and healthy, and hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.